Do good deeds. Speak good words. Think good thoughts. 3 acts of goodness.
Welcome to the 3 Acts of Goodness stories. Today, we are going to tell a story taken from the 100 parables. Let's begin our story. This comes from the Illustrated Sutra of the 100 Parables. The title, Silly with Joy. Afu learned to boil syrup and wanted to show off his new skill. He thus invited some friends to his home to taste for themselves the syrupy brew. In the courtyard, Afu fired up a stove. He then poured sugar in a pot, added a little water, and then set the pot on the stove to boil. As the syrup simmered, he gently stirred it with a great big spoon. Before long, the sweet smell of the syrup began to fill the air. Afu's friends all praised him and said, "Aha! So sweet a smell! Your syrup must certainly be delicious." When Afu heard this, his heart swelled with joy. He put down the big spoon, picked up a fan, and began fanning the syrup so that it would cool more quickly. As soon as the syrup is cool, he said, we can all begin to eat. Afu fanned and fanned until his forehead beaded with sweat, but still the syrup continued to steam as hot as before. The more Afu fanned, the more anxious he became. "Why isn't it cool yet?" he asked. "Oh dear, why isn't it cool? If it doesn't cool soon, my wonderful sweet syrup will turn into paste." Finally, Ating said to Afu, "The fire under the pot is still blazing away. No matter how hard you fan, the syrup will never cool." When Afu heard this, he could not help but crack a smile. Abashed at his foolishness, his face became even redder than the fire in the stove. So what did we learn from this story? The actions of the foolish man are like those of heretics who flagellate themselves and lie on thistles to gain salvation, instead of extinguishing the fires of passion that consume them. So long as the fire burns, they will never find the way to peace and enlightenment, but will be laughed at by the wise and suffer now and hereafter.
Hope you liked today's stories. See you back here next Saturday night at 9 p.m. for our new episode of 3 Acts of Goodness Stories. Good night, sweet dreams.
下个星期六晚上9点，记得再次收听《三好新故事》，下次见。